My name is Rajette Harris, Chairwoman of the Dauphin County Democratic Committee. Welcome to our new series, Getting to Know Your Candidates, to help you get to know the candidates running for the upcoming election, as well as on a personal level. And our next candidate is Judge Lori Serratelli, who currently sits on the Dauphin County Court of Common Pleas. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Great.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Before taking the bench, I was a practicing attorney for 38 years. Went to law school in Columbus, Ohio, Capital University Law School, where I met my future husband. And because he was from this area, we settled in Harrisburg. It's our chosen home. He worked for the Attorney General's office, and I decided to start my own law practice, which was pretty rare in those days. We're talking 1978 for a woman to start their own law firm. I was, I think, one of 5 who started their own practice. And because there was such a need among the population of potential litigants for female attorneys, it seemed, my first clients were females who all had problems either in family law matters or employment discrimination. So I handled a lot of sex discrimination work initially, sexual harassment, in addition to divorce, custody, protection from abuse matters. That evolved into a practice representing both sexes eventually. But it was a wonderful background. I never had to advertise. My phone was always ringing off the hook for women who were looking for a female attorney.
That's great. So what type of cases come before the Court of Common Pleas?
That's a good question. The Court of Common Pleas is a court of general jurisdiction, which means it covers everything virtually civil or criminal. That includes family law matters, orphans court, which is adoptions, guardianships, probate work. It includes, of course, criminal work as well, and then civil matters such as car accidents, medical malpractice, that type of thing.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm. Is there a certain area that you specialize in or that you focus on the court right now? Yes.
Filling the vacancy I filled was previously held by a judge committed to the family law division. His caseload was in family law. That was why I had applied for the vacancy, because that is near and dear to my heart. So I am in the family law division, hearing custody, protection from abuse, emergency matters, divorce appeals, adoptions, termination of parental rights, everything related to family.
Okay. So what differentiates you from your opponents?
I think the background I just spoke of. So many of the other candidates have a background in criminal prosecution or criminal defense. And the current judges as well come in large part from a background of the district attorney's office or public defender's office. So it's rare to have a candidate who has such a background in family law and also in employment discrimination, which is another rare and unique area that I have experience in.
And you are currently the only judge on the ballot?
Yes, that is correct. Yep, the only sitting judge.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us more about this special advocate program, steering committee you're involved in?
Yes, thank you for asking, because that's my special project that I hold near and dear to my heart. In 2010, I volunteered to be a CASA, court-appointed special advocate. It's a volunteer position, highly trained, and what you do, once you're appointed by a judge, you become the eyes and ears of the court for children who are in dependency, either because of abuse or neglect. They're often in the foster care program, and they will get to the point where it's either reunification with their parents or they will move on to adoption. And it could be several years. A CASA is appointed one-on-one, so there's one CASA for each child, and you follow that child through their path through the system. Dauphin County has not had that type of program. All these surrounding counties have, York, Cumberland, Lancaster, and I have been trying for several years now to bring it to Dauphin County. I have finally been given the green light to go ahead and do that, so I'm working on a steering committee, and it will take 6 months or so. We're going to be forming a nonprofit organization that will administer the CASA program. So I would love to be able to continue my time on the court so I can finish that project.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
This position is a cross-filed position on the ballot, correct?
That is correct. I think all the candidates have cross-filed, so we will all appear on the Democratic ballot and the Republican ballot. I am in 6th position on the Republican ballot, 4th on the Democratic ballot. And the notion of cross-filing goes to the idea that a judicial position is not political. And as I have said before, I will treat everyone the same, whether they're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, when they come before me, and that is to treat them fairly.
And why should Dauphin County voters vote for you?
I think, again, because I bring such unique experience that we don't have on the court. I have a civil rights background in all the employment discrimination work I did, and that was on behalf of plaintiffs. It's unusual to come from that side. There are only a handful of attorneys in Dauphin County who handle plaintiff side employment discrimination. And we do have a state law prohibiting employment discrimination, so those cases will come before the court. Also, my family law experience is so vast, it certainly exceeds any of the candidates running. And I was able, when I was appointed, to jump right in to handle emergency cases from day one. And that takes experience. There is a learning curve, and I do not have to go through that curve because I'm already on the court and I have the experience.
So my last question, is there anything else you would like the voters to know about you?
I think I would like them to know that one of my best qualities, I believe, is the ability to listen to people. I am infinitely patient. I've been told that by many people now who have come before me in the court. I do believe people have the right to have their case heard, and that's whether or not they have an attorney or not. So I will give the time to people. I will respect them. I will not belittle anyone who comes before me. And I believe most litigants leaving my courtroom felt that they were welcomed and at least they had their case heard.
Great. And one more question. This position is cross-filed, correct?
Correct.
So you will appear on both sides of the ballot?
I will. I think all the candidates running have cross-filed. The notion is that the judiciary should be non-political. Of course, they make you run in a political process to win the position, but it does not matter to me when someone comes before me, whether they're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. I'm going to be fair to that person.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.